Do you suffer with hitting the ground before the ball with your iron shots? It's incredibly frustrating. But the good news is we can fix it, and that's exactly what we're going to do in this video. So the hole behind me is the par 3 17th here at Finca Cortesin. This is an unbelievable golf course. It's ranked as one of the top 5 in Spain, and I can see why being here for a couple of days. So let's say you walk from the 16th onto this beautiful hole 17th, you get your club, you work out the yardage, you tee your ball up, you see this beautiful shot that lands in the middle of the green, you feel great over the ball, you make your golf swing, you hit the ground about 4 inches before the ball, it goes about 30 yards into all these bushes, and you end up making a 6. It's frustrating. We've all been there, we've all done it, and it really doesn't end well. So we're going to give you a few ideas today on why that might happen, and what you can do if that's sort of plaguing you when you play golf. So the first thing we would just have to double check is that you're setting up with the golf ball positioned in the correct place relative to your body. It will depend a little bit on the golf club that you're using. I've got an 8-iron here, and for an 8-iron I would generally like that ball to be just fractionally forward of the center point in my stance. As I move towards the longer clubs, that would move slightly further forward, but not a huge amount. I'd like to play my irons really anywhere between middle and about 2/3 forward. So, you know, from sort of pitching wedge right through to kind of 4-iron, most of my ball positions are going to be within a sort of very, very narrow window. Just make sure it's not creeping too far forwards. That's where we start to get those fat shots, when the ball is more towards that lead foot, and it ends up getting much more towards the target relative to your upper body. Second thing there, just to mention setup, try with your iron to get about 55% of weight on your lead side. We can have the ball in the middle of the stance, but if we lead into our right, effectively we've moved that ball further forward. So let's now assume we've got a pretty good, solid ball position. There's 2 things I want you to think about in your golf swing, and we're really going to try and fix this, not so much through technical changes, but just through some things that you can do on the golf course, some ideas or some feelings that you can have. You possibly can't see it from the camera, but I've got a tee peg which I've placed the width of a club head in front of my ball and almost right into the ground, so it's not protruding at all. And when I make my golf swing, the 2 thoughts I want is that from the top of the golf swing, I'm going to feel like I move my belt buckle and my buttons on my shirt target side of the golf ball, and I feel like I'm going to strike the tee peg that's in the ground. That tee peg is obviously some 3 to 4 inches in front of the ball. So just quickly go through it again. From the top, I'm going to feel like my belt buckle and my sternum works in front of the ball, and I strike the tee peg. The golf club works around your body in a circle fashion. That circle is not really going to change its shape. What we have to do is we have to take that circle from being too far behind the ball, and we have to move that circle more in front of the ball. That's how we start to strike the ball better. That's how we hit the ball and then the ground versus the ground and then the ball. So do I want your sternum to be way in front of the ball at contact? Probably not. Do I want the belt buckle to be in front of the ball? We probably do. So we're not really saying that these are technically exactly what you need to do, but they're great feelings. They're great to get that golfer feeling that they shift more weight forward. They start to be able to contact the ground later. When we contact the ground later, we hit the ball first, and that's effectively what we're trying to do. Think about when you watch all the best players in the world. Do they hit the ground when they hit their iron shots? Yes, they do. They take huge divots. If you're hitting the ground before the ball, are you taking huge divots? Yes. So hitting the ground is not the issue. The issue is where that club is being struck, or where that ground is being struck, I should say. So we're not trying to miss the ground. We're just trying to move that point 2 to 3 inches further forward. So double check setup, ball position, weight distribution, and in the golf swing, focus on a point 2 to 3 inches in front of the ball, shift in front of it, and we should be able to get that strike much more solid, take away those fat shots, and get that ball flying hopefully into the middle of those greens rather than 120 yards short. Let's see if we can get this ball on the green. It's a little bit off the left of the wind, so a little draw into that flag. And if it's the right club, it could be very good. That looks very, very close. I hit the ground after the ball. Strike felt pretty good, shot was obviously very good. That's exactly what we're trying to do. So if you find yourself hitting the ground before the ball, it is a destructive shot. But the good news is we can get rid of it with a few ideas around setup and some in-swing thoughts. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Finca Cortesin for hosting me for a few days. This course, trust me, is phenomenal. Definitely one to play if you're in the area, or if you're not in the area, it's worth a visit. Thank you for watching. As I said, usual stuff is down below, comments box, like button, and also over there, there's a clickable link to allow you to be a subscriber. 3 videos coming each and every week. Would love to have you part of my channel, and we can help you play some better golf this year. Thanks for watching.